All right, so welcome everybody once again to your favorite show with your favorite hosts. This is episode number 8 of the Ray and Jay Show, and I'm Ray.
And I'm Jay.
Absolutely, and we have our guest, Mr. Gooch, all the way from the UK. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hi, it's good to be here. Thank you for asking me.
Absolutely, all the time. I see all the work you're doing on LinkedIn, very popular person. And tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about your business, what you do.
Okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about me first. I'm a coach working with creatives, people in the creative industries, artists, writers, musicians. Also, I teach meditation and Reiki. I'm very much involved in that sort of spiritual space as well. And I guess that's sort of my background a lot. I've worked in that space for quite a lot of years in the UK, around the Middle East, and Southern Europe, quite a lot. So that's sort of those are sort of my passions and my business as well. I mean, I said I was going to talk about me, and I've gone straight into my business, and I can't differentiate the two really. It's because those are the things that I'm really passionate about. I'm an artist and I'm a writer. My background is in, I spent many years working as an art teacher. I don't do that anymore, but I'm working as an artist, which is just a huge passion of mine. I'm a writer as well. I've written 2 books so far, both on the subject of Reiki and meditation. So yeah, I mean that's what I do: help people with their emotional problems. I'm actually helping quite a lot of people with their business problems, which is not where my focus has naturally been, but the universe is speaking to me somehow, because I'm getting lots and lots of clients coming to me asking me to help them set up their business. Now, I don't know why that is happening, because it's not where I've targeted my work, but it's happening. It's happening quite a lot at the moment, and very successfully, which is sort of very, very weird place to be in, because that's not the focus of my business, or not been the intention for the focus of my business. But that's actually what I'm doing a lot of now, helping people establish their own businesses.
That's great.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. So you have a superpower. I mean, we all got a superpower. We have a purpose, and we may not understand a lot of, it's not really our plan, but I would say, my question to you is, what would you say has driven you towards this path? What would you say is your reason to keep going down this path?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about driven down this path. I mean, it's just been, I guess, just a natural unfolding of my life, really, just following the way that it's naturally flowed. And I've always loved helping people. I mean, it just lights me up seeing how I can help other people overcome their problems, especially when they've got deep emotional issues that are really wrecking their lives, holding them back, causing so much damage to them, their families, and to be in that place to just lift them out, or give them the tools to lift themselves out of that situation, is just unbelievable. I mean, it just it's everything. It just makes life worth living when you see the transformation of one person standing in front of you, and they light up when you've just given them the tools they need to transform their life. That's it. There's nothing better than seeing that transformation that you've helped facilitate. So that's a really big motivation for me. And I guess it's not something that I ever really made a conscious decision to do. It's just something that happened, and I found I was really good at it, and I loved doing it, and it's just become a bigger and bigger part of my life. But there was no point where I consciously decided, right, what I'm going to do with my life is help other people overcome their problems. But that's what I am doing. you know.
Beautiful.
And I think that's a great thing. I mean, that's why you're here. I mean, that's why you're here on Earth, and that's why you're here with us, and that's why you're here with the people, because you are destined to help, and that's what we do. We help people. That's our job, and that's why it's great having you here, and it's great to learn about the things that you do. And so, how long have you been a coach?
In this space for the last 25 years or so. It's about 25 years. I don't keep a check on the number of years, but it's about 25 years now. Yeah.
All right. And then so you have books also, right?
Yeah, I've written 2 books. Both, the first one is about a very specific tradition within the practice of Reiki healing. And the second book is about meditation and Reiki healing, because that's sort of the space that I started in way back in '96. That was something that I learned back then, and it sort of changed my life in lots of ways. But what I realized as time went by was that nobody really understood this practice, and I mean nobody. When I read the stuff by some of the leading teachers and practitioners in the world in this discipline, I can't find anyone who really gets this at all. And so that was the impetus for my second book. Actually, it's not true that there's nobody, but I mean, I could count them on the fingers of one hand, the people who really understand that discipline.
Yeah, and I hear about it all the time, like Reiki. Even some people come and ask me, like, do I teach Reiki, whatever? And I actually am not knowledgeable on the subject. I've heard of the word, it's very popular, and I know a lot of people involved with it, but I know nothing of it. I don't know. Jay, do you know?
A little bit. I'm not, like I said, I don't know everything there is to know about it. But perhaps, maybe briefly, Steve, you can just explain it a little bit for people other viewers that may be listening and understand it just a little bit. Maybe not the depths of it, but just, some surface work on it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, most people that have come across Reiki, or most people who practice Reiki, regard it as a simple energy healing method, hands-on energy healing, for yourself and other people. That's easy stuff. Babies can do this. There's nothing special about that. What's really special about the system of Reiki is that underneath all of that energy healing stuff is the ability within the system to take yourself on a really deep spiritual journey to the core of who you are. The mechanisms and teachings within that practice are immense. They are incredibly profound, and you can use them to discover your own true self. And that is an incredible revelation when you can go on that sort of journey. But most people are just not aware that that's even possible with the system. They just think of it as an energy healing thing. 5-year-old can do this. It's nothing special,
That's okay. Awesome. So there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, right? How there's always guided in this. So would you recommend something just, you doing it on your own? If there is something on YouTube, I'm sure there is. Or would you recommend it needs to be a personal, like one-on-one connection with a practitioner or somebody that actually does this?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to do Reiki in any sense whatsoever, you need to be with a practitioner. You can't do it on YouTube. You can't teach yourself Reiki. It's not something you can watch a video or read a book. You need a teacher. It can be online, but you do need a teacher.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm going to look into it, eventually when I get some time. I've heard so much about it. People ask me all the time if I teach it or if I've ever taken any courses, and I don't. I'm not knowledgeable on that. I do pretty much, simple meditation daily. Helps fix a lot of things for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I recommend it to a lot of people. And let me ask you, what are some tips you can give the average person that maybe they're overstressed?
Okay, if you're having to deal with stress, and let's face it, that's a lot of us. Stress comes with being human. If you've got stress to deal with in your life, a really good practice to take up, if you've not started already, is to get into mindfulness meditation. that is such a powerful practice for dealing with, you know, everyday stress. But one thing that I would say about meditation, and this is a question that I ask a lot of people in my workshops. I ask them, so when you sit to meditate, do you play nice soothing music in the background? Yeah. And almost every time I get people say, yeah, I do that. I say, okay, second question. You've all seen monks in their monasteries, in their temples, on TV or on videos. Yeah, everyone says, yeah. And I said, how many times have you seen those monks with their headphones on listening to their favorite tune? Never. No one's ever seen this. You don't meditate to music, because as soon as you got that music on, you just put an obstacle in the way of your practice, and you're actually killing your meditation right there with that music. You know, so that is a big tip for people who want to get into meditation. First thing, turn the music off. It is not helping you. It's actually getting in your way. If you're going to play music, all you're doing is chilling out. If you're going to chill out, do it properly. Go to the beach, get a book, glass of wine, and get some sun. Yeah, and listen to the waves. But if you want to meditate, turn the music off. Now you start.
Oh man. Steve, you just slapped me right in the face, man. I learned something. I'm grateful for it, because listen, I meditate and I do mala meditations, and I make sure that I put on, like, you know, a mantra, you know, meditations, and that's what I put on in the background. So now I'm going to stop that. So look, that helped me. So I'm grateful. I truly believe in meditation, the power of meditation, but now I'm going to remove the music now.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you're working with mantra, that's a different thing. You know, there are meditations that require sound. Yeah, so a mantra practice, of course, you would want that mantra. You maybe don't want it playing in the background, but you're obviously going to vocalize it yourself.
Right.
So there are meditations that require sound of some kind. There are other meditations that require bells or gongs at various points. Yeah, but for most meditation practices that are not sound focused, then having music in the background is really not helping you. It's actually blocking you, you know, because every time that music gets sad, you get sad. If it gets happy, you get happy. Yeah, and you don't want that. You don't want to give up responsibility for your mind to the music. You want to take control of that. So it's a good point, but the mantra, that's a different thing.
Awesome. Wow. That's actually good, because I actually, when I go on YouTube, that's why I mentioned YouTube, because I literally select powerful meditation music or mantra meditation. And to your point, it's the music. So I can, because I do mala beats as well. So I do the mala meditation, but yeah, I can understand how the music can throw you off. It
does. Yeah. I mean, I work with my beats here.
Yeah,
counting mantras. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the 108 beads, the Buddha beads. Yeah, so I have mine too.
The Bead Brothers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I only have rosary beads.
But for stress, I mean, absolutely get into a good meditation practice. But also another tip, and this is something that I find over and over again. I mean, I ask my students, you know, are you doing your meditation practice? And they'll say, yeah, you know, I'll do it once or twice a week, or, you know, 3 or 4 times a month. And it's like, forget it. You're getting no benefit from this. You've got to do it every day.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, life happens. And if you miss a day, well, you know, don't beat yourself up because you've missed a day. It's not a big problem. But have the intention to try and do it every day, and try and do it at least once, but better twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. But if you're doing it a couple of times a week or every now and again, you're actually getting so little benefit from it. It's not worth the bother, you know. It has to be a regular commitment.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. At least try to do 15, 20 minutes a day, whether it's in the morning or the night. If you could do twice a day. I mean, that's a lot of what I do. I usually do twice a day. And that's how I got rid of my anxiety, my panic attacks, a lot of nervousness and things like that. I cured it with that. Like, I rarely get panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And I learned meditation, I guess the original old school way, which was just, you know, no music, no nothing, just the way the monks do it. So I learned the Asian way, the Japanese, Korean way. So
yeah, absolutely. And you know, and if you really find that even 10 minutes is tough, 2 minutes is better than nothing. If you can meditate for 2 minutes, it's better than no meditation. Start where you are, and you can always increase. You start with 2 minutes. That's great. Maybe tomorrow you can do 5 minutes, and next week you'll be up to 10 minutes.
Love it. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, this is, we do mental health Mondays and motivational Mondays. So this was right up, our alley, because what we try to put out as a message to others and to people, to the viewers is, just giving them tips and strategies. And you definitely gave me a tip and a strategy, me being, also a host. So, but it's stuff that people need to, hear. And so we're definitely grateful that you were able to take time out of your busy day to join the show and give us some of your tips and strategies and share your life with us.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to do that. I mean, because, there are so many people out there that are really struggling, and a lot of that struggle is unnecessary. It doesn't have to be happening at all. And a lot of that is because we spend so much of our time in the future, and then we get stressed and anxious about something that might happen, or maybe it won't happen. But that's not real. It's just a mental event in our head, or we're thinking about something that happened in the past, and we're missing the real world, which is now. This is the only thing that exists, is this moment. And I guess we've all had moments in our lives, especially, if you drive a car, you'll absolutely be familiar with times where you've gone from A to B and you've missed the entire journey because you've been in your head thinking about something, and you've missed the blossom on the trees and the birds singing and the fresh air and, the amazing world around you, that you just missed the whole thing because you're thinking about the future or the past, and you missed the moment.
Great. Yeah, that's what people got to focus more,
Yeah, it solves such a lot.
And let me ask you, if the people, they want to contact you, what's your website?
Yeah, they can contact me. I'm still working on my website, but my website is stevegooch.co. Okay, that's STEVEGOOCH.co. So they can contact me via the website or via LinkedIn. It's also good to get me on there.
Okay, and your books, where they're for sale?
Yeah, my books are available from all major book retailers. You can get them from Amazon, Barnes and Noble, any of the online bookstores and high street bookstores in most countries. You can order it.
Absolutely. So now the public knows, everybody knows, if you need motivation, you need coaching, you need tips, talk to the coach, Steve Gooch, all the way from the UK. And you have his website, you have his books. We're going to put links on the screen later on in editing. And we want to thank you so much for joining us here on our show, the Rai and Jae Show, for episode number 8. What do you say, Jay?
Absolutely. Thank you, man. It's been a pleasure, man. Definitely grateful for you, Steve.
Me too. It's been good to speak to you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Have a great day.
You too. Take care.
All right.